I'm not giving up.
I am selling the building.
The final season of FX's The Bear.
The restaurant is flooded.
Everything's either gonna be okay.
No, stop!
Or not.
We are outgunned and we are outmanned, but we have each other.
FX's The Bear, the final season. All episodes now streaming on Disney+.
Putting you on the spot there, listening to your own tunes.
I've heard that one before.
We were chatting before, you know the show, it's like how and why people do it. I think the first big question, and it is probably a difficult one, how have you been able to do it? Because you're a band from what, like, before COVID, right?
Just before COVID.
So that's like more than 6 years of like touring, writing, recording, prioritizing it in front of everything else. If there's like one main thing about it, of how you've been able to do it, what is it?
I've never had 2 fivers to rub together in all that time. Do you know what I mean? We've just hustled through it. Do you know what I mean? It's pure. We just love it.
Yeah.
It's just for the love of the game, really. You know, it's like it's one of these jobs where every day is different. You know, that's what we love about it. It's like there's so many different aspects of being a musician. Like festival season's so different from like your winter tour, and then you're recording. That's like a completely different job altogether.
Yeah.
So it's like it's fresh. It always keeps fresh. You know, 6 years went like that. To be honest, I was quite surprised when you said that. 6 years. Getting old.
I also feel like even before Brògeal existed, I think just knowing these guys through the loop and stuff like that, like in and around school and college and all that, like they always aspired to be musicians, and and then it was just chance and luck that we fell into each other, I guess, and started playing the music. So
into each other's arms.
And it's autonomous, right? Like you taught yourselves to play your instruments. You're like, you know, even if that spark of an idea that a lot of people have had, you know, in the pub or like mate's bedroom, or like, wouldn't it be sick to play music? Wouldn't it be sick to play a gig?
Well, we'd always kind of done it like since we were wee, but when we started the band, we all bought our instruments. Sam found his accordion up in the loft, and we just was like, right, let's just try it. Do you know what I mean? Did
you have people around you being like, go on? Or was it like the opposite? Like, you don't do it?
I'll say for me, like my mum and dad were very encouraging. I think they tried to get me into sports when I was a lot younger. Like kept going. I did like trampolining, tennis, swimming. And then
trampolining?
Like, yeah, I did trampolining. I was in the back garden a lot.
Triple backflip.
And then they were like, no, you need to play an instrument, because my swimming pool got knocked down, so I stopped doing all kind of
Your swimming pool?
My swimming
Come
pool.
on, let's go.
No, it was a wee community swimming pool in Alva in Scotland. So then I started playing drums, and they've just told me to do that. So I gave up uni to do music.
Is it?
Yeah.
What, you like started uni?
Yeah, started uni, got to third year, and then my good friend here on the right told me to audition for the band, and then I had to give it up because the touring schedule was so immense.
That in itself it's a big deal, isn't it?
It was a big deal. Sam also did the same. He was training or learning to be a paramedic at the same university.
Right.
So there was a brief period in the band's history where me and him were meeting up at uni, and then we'd obviously go to practice or a gig like at the weekend, but as I say, it was very brief. Next thing you know, we were just away all the time, and we gave it up. So, but I guess what they say is, including my parents, you can always go back. So.
And the economics of it, I mean, education in Scotland's free. You know, being in a band is expensive.
Aye, it's just, you know, to this day, you know, I've got a wee bullshit job. I hate to say that in case they're listening.
You could definitely say that. This is the place you can.
I go back to my work, and the key for me, you know, I never had to leave education or anything. I just try not to get too close to MD or to get too involved in a wee job. You know, it's hospitality, just grinding that out, and hopefully, well, now here we are. You know what I mean? It's
and anyone who's worked
somewhere, by Christ.
Working in hospitality, anyone who's worked in hospitality here, your boss is like making you feel like it's the most important thing in the world. And that's like a difficult thing to be at odds with, I think.
Aye, I have to say though, the place that I'm at the now, they're very good. I can just be like, I'm away for 3 months. I'll seize.
You got to say that.
And then come back and I've still got a job. So it's handy enough, do you know what I mean? But you have to make it work.
You got to be canny.
Definitely. I was a pizza boy.
Come on.
Yes. That was my part-time job. I loved that. Not as much as I love doing this, but yeah, I recommend that. Pizza making. It's a therapeutic job.
I think
you make some dough.
You got to be like, I feel like you got to be fairly organised to do this, and like, you know, you got to basically tour manage yourself. You got to turn up on time, hopefully. What's the story of being like that with Brògeal? Like,
well, we learned a great deal by going on tour with the Mary Wallopers. So shout out to them, because we hadn't been on a tour before they had asked us, you know, so our first visit to England and so on was with them. We went to the furthest bottom you could go, which was Southampton, yeah. And just, you know, going along with them, we were in 2 motors, you know, 2 cars with all the gear, just driving about, staying in like really dodgy Airbnbs and stuff like that. And just like learning alongside them, it was great. You know, I think we have a lot to thank them for. You know, just because their musicianship and also just the amount of respect they had for each other. It's been great learning from them.
But to answer your question, we're not really very good at time management. We have a tour manager over there, Ali. He's some boy. Shout out Ali. And he spends most of his time waiting on us, and he's very patient about it. So big up Ali.
Yeah,
we appreciate you.
The more I do this show and the more I speak to people, the more I realise it's like a channel of freedom of expression, right? It's like, you know, not many jobs or like regular day-to-day things that are going to pay your rent, your mortgage, your family, whatever, like, are encouraging you to express yourself freely.
Oh, you're right.
I know. Like you want to have the amount of time, maybe almost too much time, to just kind of sit there and like write things down and run about your room like a headless chicken, not doing anything. Like I would be in like Morrison stacking shelves, and I was always running away through the back to the fridges to like just write loads of things down, like big paragraphs on my notes, whether it was like songwriting or just ideas or concepts. So now, not being in the fridges and Morrisons, just do it in my bedroom.
It's like it actually becomes harder when you've not got anything else to do. Do you know what I mean? See, when you've got a lot of free time out with the band and stuff, it's like trying to fill that time with productive things can be quite a challenge, I find, you know? Especially when you've got the highs and lows of like touring. You're away doing like 2 months like madness, and then you get back to nothing. Like the silence can be quite deafening, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why I go back to the pub. It's all very well doing all the festivals, but go back to the pub.
Need something to keep you busy.
Shouted out and get called a wee baldy arsehole because I'm not pouring a pint quick enough. You know, it brings you back down to earth.
It humbles you.
Aye,
I'm needing a wee job like
important.
that.
Yeah, I think I need to get a job.
And there's storytelling, right? Like there's storytelling in your songs. It's romantic. A lot of your songs are romantic.
Yeah.
There's tales in there. There's stories. There's turns of phrases that I think are the kind of thing you being in the pub, working at the pub.
That's where Tuesday Paper Club came from. You know, that's like all about the old guys in the pub that would give you it tight. You know, because you weren't. I don't know. There used to be like a group of like 3 or 4 guys that would always come in on a Tuesday morning, and I was always on the Tuesday morning shift, and they were just miserable, you know.
Tuesday morning? What time was it?
We'd open at like 12, 1, you know, but they'd be waiting outside.
Afternoon.
They'd give me it tight, you know, and I called them the Tuesday Paper Club, and sort of, the song's just kind of about the way that they perceived the world was completely different from the way that I perceived the world, you know, and that might have been clouded by like a lifetime of bad things or whatever, but it's just about the difference there, you know. And it's social commentary. I found a lot of the first albums, like social commentary on like just the mundanity of where we are from, and
a lot of the songs were written on the wee pads that you get leaning over the bar when you're at your work, like you know.
The first album definitely had to convey that, because that's like it's funny because we were all in part-time jobs, And the first album had to be about that because, I mean, we've always like stuck to a very true form of storytelling, you know. I don't really, I mean, the songs we're writing now, they've sort of went off the path a wee bit, you know, but that's going to happen. You can't keep doing that forever. But the first album had to be about where we were at that moment, which was working in pubs and doing odd jobs and stuff like that, and sort of dreaming. It's like you said, it's the romanticism of this idea that we had, sort of romanticising like what we're doing now, you know. But it was like a pipeline dream, and I think that the album does encapsulate that feeling.
You got to write about what you know, right? I think that's the best advice. And like, how else could you? I suppose maybe that's like the trouble that maybe the bands run into on like album 2 or 3, where like you're going to write a song about a travel lodge or being in a car. You've got to get fictional, you know. You've got to get fictional sometimes. The wheels are in motion for the second album as well. What's it about? What's it about? What is it about?
I'm not sure if we've landed yet.
Yeah, we've been writing for so long, you know. A lot of the songs off it are songs that we've had before, and a lot of them are brand new, written last week. So we really need to sit down with it all and ask ourselves that question: what is it about? Yeah. But it's sort of about. It's not so much about being stuck at home and dreaming anymore. It's more about being on the road and still dreaming, you know. But that is a good question. I think there's no more rewarding feeling than a song that you've written yourself. Like that's like your art. See, like being at a festival and seeing people sing those words back to you. Like that's just the best feeling in the world. And I suppose it's the love of that keeps you wanting to keep doing that, keep recording music, keep playing festivals. Because it's like, for us, we've only recently started to venture into like France and Holland and things like that, and see hearing people sing the words back to you in a country that you've never been to in your life, that's like a mad feeling. So it's addictive, you know. Yeah. That's a dopamine rush that you can't beat, really, I think. It goes both sides. Like, we all know that feeling of going to a gig and like singing along, and like in that moment you're like, oh, this is worth it, innit? You know, this is the good thing, isn't it? I don't know. It's like, it's a funny thing because you should take it seriously, but I feel a lot of the time when you're touring and that, the people you meet, they're all like musically minded people as well. You end up just having a lot of fun with people, like the amount of good friends that we've met for other countries as well. And yeah, we do take it seriously, but we're lucky because you can take it seriously in a very fun way. Yeah.
Everybody knows at the end of the day there's a job to be done, and there's a lot of people involved in like putting a show on and that, and everybody has the best time ever, but we just all know what we've got today at the end of the night, and that's to have happy people, you know. It only gets serious if something goes wrong, you know. You've got to keep the. You need to blame someone. Yeah, you've got to blame someone. Seems like an economy of passion, like being up to the Barrowlands and like met the people who run there, and obviously that's like an establishment that's been going for years and years and years, but it's run by the family, right? And it's run by people who kind of want to be there, and they're doing things for the right reasons. It's really good to know those people are out there, right? Because you can't say that for the entire. It's the backbone of it all. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we're in a band, but these people make it all happen. You know, like we turn up to an empty venue, nothing's plugged in, nobody know what's going on. We didn't know what's going on. These people, they know it's a massive machine of moving parts, and everybody does it for the love of the game because what the end product's going to be. Yeah. The 101 Part-Time Jobs, the name of the show. Like, there is like a lot of Schadenfreude and enjoying hearing about other people's pain. Being in a band, like, you're going to have to work a number of precarious, short-lived. You're going to have to lie to your boss and say you'll be there forever, and you're there for maybe a week. Me and Aidan actually worked at the same pizza restaurant. I made the pizzas and he delivered the pizzas. And we done that during COVID, and everyone in Falkirk wanted a pizza during COVID. So when people were doing nothing, we had like stacks and stacks of receipts, and we used to burn the pizzas all the time and smoke at the restaurant. So after COVID, the place that we worked in, it was also like a bar, and for whatever reason, the guy that owned it refused to get any bouncers on. So when everybody was coming back out after COVID and forgot how to behave, and it was a hellhole. us that had to deal with it. So I was up in court.
Aye.
The guy.
I forgot that. He was in court.
That was not. I didn't do anything. You know, it's purely a witness.
So you got to be pretty like you had to be the bouncers.
I
You were the
think
de
we had
facto
just
bouncers.
one part-time jobs within the one job. We were like serving the bar, doing the pizzas, being the bouncer,
putting the gigs on,
chucking folk at the toilet for taking craps in the urinal. That happened once.
Oh, I mean that.
A new story
Where was
always
Big
comes
Stevie
alight
that night?
when you're in the van. They always come up with a new story
Oh, it
about
was
the
mental.
restaurant. It just sounds daft.
So we used to like get big pots of like sugo, it was called, like tomato base for the pizzas. And I had a big massive pot of it. And I was told to take that up the back. And up the back was also this big metal box, maybe this height off the ground, full of flour. So I took the big pot of tomato sauce and stuck it on top of this pot of flour, and the lid gave way. And so I wrecked the week's supply of flour and tomato sauce. And I tried to move it all at the back and hide it. And I got caught.
You had to put your hands out.
Yeah. My strangest part-time job I done for 2 weeks was I worked on a farm that took biscuits that were out of date, like tonics tea cakes and stuff, and basically just opened the box and put the biscuits in one big thing and the container in another, and I'd done that all day. And all the biscuits was made into cow feed, and that was boring. We got sacked. Me and my pal got sacked for that job because we started trying to do like long distance, like get it in the bucket long distance, and just to make it a bit more fun, you know. We just got told not to come back the next day, and we said that's fine.
Have you got pretty used to getting fired?
I always jump before I'm pushed.
That's it. I'm the same.
I only got fired for that one job.
Smart person.
I'd say I'm quite likeable at work, you know. No with the biscuit men. We put gigs on as well called the Vicar Street Social, because the guy just let us do whatever we wanted. We were like, can we put on gigs? And he was like, yeah, do what you want. And that. We were like, brilliant. So we just started like charging like £5 a ticket and getting all different bands for Glasgow and Falkirk and all that stuff. It was really good actually, because we found that there was nowhere really in Falkirk for young musicians to play. There still isn't. There's nowhere at all really. So when we started doing this, all these folks started coming at the woodwork, and there was like a sense of community.
Yeah.
So we also did that, and it was like pizza restaurant by day and sweaty venue by night. We were jumping off the tables and everything. It was brilliant, really brilliant. There's still no security on the door, so.
I feel like that's this stuff, like being a musician, being an artist, doing that. It doesn't come from just you, does it? Like, I feel like there's always got to be some kind of like community is the buzzword in it, but like there's got to be a group of people doing cool stuff, and you kind of bounce off each other. I imagine like putting on your own gigs must have been like a bit of a fuel, like a bit of like a jumping point to be like, all right, we can do this every day.
That's when we started to meet people. You know, we've got great friends that we've got to this day that we met through doing these horrible wee gigs. Yeah. And you know, and as it's went on, we've supported them at other gigs. They've supported us.
If you've not got anything in your hometown showing you that that's an acceptable, normal thing to do.
You got Spiders. Spider Stacey.
Hey. But I didn't want to get rid of it. You heard of the story of Robert the Bruce and the Spider?
No, tell us.
King Robert the Bruce of Scotland, he was going through a period of getting his arse kicked, and he got banished to this island off the coast of Ireland. And he didn't know what to do, and he saw this wee spider, and it was like building a web, and every time it nearly got to finish its web, it fell or something. The web didn't work. But this wee spider just persevered and persevered and persevered, and he eventually built its web. So King Robert the Bruce was like, well, I'm much like the spider, and this web is much like Scotland. And he went home and finished the job. That's the story of the spider.
Big ups, Robert the Bruce.
So
that's good, isn't it? You need those
so now I've got a wee spider. Either that or I'm Peter Parker. That's the...
Tom Holland.
That's an old folk story from New York City, baby.
Yeah, that place that we were talking about, unsurprisingly shut down. So So we moved Vicar Street Social to Glasgow, but the roots are still very much in Falkirk.
Yeah.
So we're now doing it at a place called McCool's. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. It's like a pub venue in Glasgow. It's near the Barrowlands.
Yeah.
That's a great place. So it's all worked out very well, and we're still booking bands and watching young talent emerge and running about.
Yeah, it's
Need
really
that.
cool now.
And also bringing like folk over from Ireland as well, especially,
Doing a lot of that as
which
well.
is maybe not always easy for them, and like getting them in the door. So we've invited a lot of them over, which is nice.
I've enjoyed that, giving people, young bands from Ireland, their first gigs in Scotland, because from us going over to Ireland and greeted with such great hospitality, I wanted to return the favour almost, and it's been awesome.
Thank you for coming along to this. I know it's early in the morning. There's a great lineup here. Deer Shed is a great festival. Thank you for coming along to this. Thank you to you lot, Brògeal. What time are you playing today?
2:30.
2:30 on the main stage.
Main stage, baby.
Who's going to go see him? And please say something. There we go.
Nice one, folks.
Right.
Folks.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the stage managers.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So that was Brògeal here on 101 Part-Time Jobs. Great band. They put out that record, Tuesday Paper Club. Really romantic. Reminds me a bit of Billy Bragg, sort of Scottish, power pop rock and roll. I love it. They're touring all the time. If you're in the UK, around Europe, hopefully you get a chance to see them soon. And thank you, Deer Shed, for having us. We had an ace time. We saw a couple of bands like Fat Dog and Panic Shack and absolutely loved it. So cheers, Deer Shed, for having us. If it's your first time for 101 Part-Time Jobs, we've done over 550 episodes, something like that. And we've got loads more always coming up. So to get them, click subscribe. Nice one. Cheers.